Hello, everyone. Super excited to be here today to be talking about my takeaways from Forbes Australia Summit. So last week, Friday, 2 weeks ago, Friday, Forbes magazine in Australia put on a summit in Sydney where they had 15 plus top founders and brands present, speak, and share their insights into their stories, their business journey, their failures, their learnings, and their tips for 2023 for business owners. So I'm really, really excited for those of you who have showed up and are listening, because I reckon if the billionaires are thinking that there's a certain way to do stuff in 2023, I figure that we should listen and take those notes. So you don't have to fly all the way to Sydney or pay the big bucks to go as a VIP guest. I'm going to give it to you, because there was stuff that went way over my head, but there was a whole lot of stuff that just sunk in real deep. So really, really excited to share this with you today. So they called it your innovation playbook. And what they really wanted was for people to, or business owners, to be inspired and learn from these other business owners. And they reckon that the speaker's brand value of all the speakers on the day was 7.7 billion. So that was really interesting. So curious to know whether or not they paid 7.7 billion to have those speakers there. But I know that when we had speakers like Ella Bachet, oh my gosh, I've gone blank, the guy from Iconic, the Erin from Triangle Bikinis, there was a Tammy who's a personal trainer in the fitness industry as well. I'm not great with people's names, I'm really sorry, but but all I know is they're very big fancy people, and I actually can share the link with you as well. So I'll give you the link so you can actually go and read and have a look at who they were on the day. But a couple of really interesting things for me was how different the clothing was that everybody wore. Because it was Sydney, I went, right, I'm going to wear my fancier sort of dress, and then I'm going to wear like my blazer, because you never know with the weather being a bit cold. So I wore my blazer and my dress, and then of course I wore Skechers, because I always have to run for the airplane. Like that's a thing that happens to be something I happen to have to do all the time now. So I wore Skechers so that I could run comfortably, but they are fancy looking, nice, camel colored ones. But what was really interesting when I got to Sydney is that there were people dressed to the absolute nines. Like I'd say men and women just absolutely decked out. But then there were billionaires walking around literally in trainers, jeans, and a t-shirt. So I was like, that's okay, I can be me and do that. I'm going to share this with you because you are my special people. But I left there feeling like I wasn't committed enough to business, which was really, really an interesting feeling that I had to think about and discuss with myself and go, why do I feel like I'm not committed enough? I'm not dedicated enough. I'm not all in. Because, for example, one of the businesses, 4 years, and they're now a $400 million business in 4 years. And I went, well, I've been doing this business for 7 years. I'm obviously not committed enough. I'm obviously not dedicated enough. And that is how I started to beat myself up. So I gave myself a good talking to, because I had this one over here, the little monkey, and then I had this little one over here going, no, you're okay. And what I worked out is that it's not that. I really, really think for me is that I value a balanced life, and I'm not prepared. Whilst I want to have a successful business, I am committed and I am dedicated, but I'm not prepared to work 4 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock at night, 7 days a week. And I prioritize holidays. And although I love money and I love making money and I love my business and I am committed, I actually fight all the time. And it is a fight, but I prioritize and fight and make it happen that I lead a balanced lifestyle. And some of these people that were sharing were going, they work crazy amounts of hours, and it is absolutely intense. And the teams that they are managing now, the marketing teams and the sales teams and then having to chat to investors all the time. And I just listened to all of that. And I went, I'm obviously not committed enough because I haven't done it in that amount of time. And then I went, well, hold on a sec. I actually don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want to manage ginormous amounts of people. I don't want to be pulling my hair out constantly. So I'll just share that with you before I give you this, so that you don't leave feeling like I felt when I listened to the day. But they asked everyone there, like, if they had to share what they would put in the innovation playbook for 2023 for business owners, what would they come up with? And this is just some of the stuff that I wrote down. So I'll just read what it says here. So the Forbes Australian Summit was Australia's top founders and visionaries behind some of the most successful brands. You got to listen to a whole bunch of interactive panels and guest interviews, and you heard real stories of their success journey and how their billionaire dollars came to life. And guess what? They all had a story that sells. Remember I said to you, you have to craft a story that sells? They all had an example of a story. They all had a story that could tell you how they went from nothing to this, and that's how it happened. So it really is important for you to craft that story and make sure that you have it. They also shared their wisdom of hindsight, meaning in hindsight, they would have done this, or in hindsight, they would have done that. But many of them said it again and again and again, that they wouldn't be where they are right now if it wasn't for the failures and the learnings that they happened along the way. So hindsight's great to go, I wish I could have avoided that, or that didn't happen, but you are where you are because of what you went through. So sometimes you need to go through that in order to get to that place. So they shared useful strategies that will help you lead better, grow better, and innovate better, especially with what's happening in the economy over 2023 and what's happening with people right now, because people are a bit worried about where they put their money right now. Okay. So little speech bubbles. If I'd seen the failures, working hours, stress, and challenges, I would never have done it. And I can tell you that at least three panelists said something along those lines during the course of the day. They got into it for a passion. They got into what they did for a passion, and then they had all this other stuff happen, and they are only where they are right now. And they said they wouldn't have got into it if they predicted it. So the reason I tell you that is because, it's always going to be like this. There's always going to be overwhelm. There's going to be periods of overwhelm, stress, lots of work, failures, learnings. We just got to get used to that roller coaster ride. It's like when you first go on the roller coaster ride, you're so incredibly nervous. When you go up and down, you close your eyes, and then you start opening your eyes the next time you go. Then the next minute, you're like racing to the front of the line to go because you love it so much. It's that kind of thing. We really do have to accept it and get used to it. So the biggest issues in their business they discussed on the day, which included everything from tech to leadership, productivity, profitability, innovation, the economy, and of course, marketing, and how they're finding marketing is right now. Okay, so they're in no particular order because obviously the guests were all random and I just wrote down notes randomly. So I couldn't even tell you who said what, but I will tell you who my favorite was on the day. Actually, Daryl, if you could look that up for me, the guy from, I think the business is called Skycraft. It's an app. It's an app that does, I can look it up. He was amazing, absolutely amazing. I want you to go stalk him. I think it's Skycraft. He was definitely the best guy on the day. Actually, I can tell you right now. And let's just have a look here. I'll just see if I can find it quickly. Oh no, I'll have to send it. I'll have to send it to you. I'm sure it was from Skycraft. It's an app, and it's an app that helps work safety. It's a work safety checklist. So Daryl, if you find it, that'll be awesome. Just share it in the chat box who he is. All right, cool. So my takeaways in no particular order. And this was big. Again, these ones came up again and again and again from different people. Re-look at your budget and how you are spending money. The profit first principle says 30% goes, you only spend 30% of your income on your expenses. Sally, no, that name's not familiar. Build a lean business and learn to save. So that's number one. Okay, so out of 10, think about how important that one is to you. All right, number two, re-look at your pricing and ensure it is accurate. Look at your margins, look at your true costings. Okay. I know with Alison last week, we had an appointment and I said, Alison, you got to go do your true costings because she's selling things. She doesn't actually know her costings yet. All right. So you got to know your true costings, and it has to include your time, even time for you to call the post office or to do marketing. Number 3, and this one was echoed hugely, be customer focused, include them in your decisions, and be flexible and adaptable. Look for opportunities and respond to change. What's holding you back is how little you're thinking. Okay. This was a huge one. For example, the triangle bikini lady always did triangle bikinis, and they were selling thousands of them. And then all of a sudden, the Brazilian bottoms came into fashion. And they went, no, we're doing triangles, we're doing triangles, we're doing triangles. And one day they went, well, why are we doing triangles? Everyone's asking us for Brazilians. The industry's changed. Yes, our niche is triangles, but triangles is not the thing anymore. Brazilians are the thing. They love our brand. They changed, and the Brazilian is now one of their biggest sellers. So number 4, focus on what is in demand. Now, I thought like maybe I need to like tattoo this one on my head. What is actually in demand from your clients? What is actually in demand from them? And focus on what is in demand. Because if there's not a demand for it, you're not going to sell it. Like it's not going to sell it. So there has to be a demand for it. And the demand isn't your product or your offer. The demand is what it does for them. So number 5, plan for inflation and a year of transition. There is inflation. Interest rates are going up. There is a level of uncertainty over the next year for you, for your customers. But if we go back and we go focus on what's in demand, and if we go back and we go relook at your budget, and if we go back and we look at create a lean business that only uses 30% of its income for expenses, do you think that's planning for inflation in a year of transition? Yes, it is. So don't freak out, but you've got to plan for it. Number 6, take more risks. Be committed, steadfast, and determined. So be like a racehorse that is looking forward. But make sure that whatever you're looking at is actually where you need to be going. Make sure it's in demand. So all of these rely on each other. It's like those greyhounds and they're chasing that little bunny, that, the little bunny that runs around. And they're chasing the bunny. It's like, and you want the bunny, but now that's not a bunny. Maybe that's I don't know, a carrot or something. You don't even want a carrot, but you're chasing it. Got to make sure that you're chasing the right thing. Number 7, and this was a quote from someone. I'm constantly doing what I don't know what I'm doing. Constantly figuring things out. I'm making it up as I'm going along. I do not have my shit together on most days. And I wrote next to that, so get used to it. Because who did I run into? It must have been somebody at the Business Owners Ignite networking group. And they said to me, oh my gosh, I just want to have a happy, successful business. And I just don't want the chaos in my business. And I was like, well, I've been in business 7 years and it's still chaotic on an everyday basis. So we just got to get used to it. And I think that's why for me, prioritizing that balance is really important. So number 8, understand your customers' fears and desires and how to solve their problem. What are they always searching for? Thank you, Daryl. Did you find it? Yeah, that looks like him. I'll just have a little look-see.
Not sure if it's the right one, but he's a director and he's a public speaker.
Yeah, that doesn't look like the guy that turned up on the day. I will find it and share it.
I'll keep looking.
Yeah, keep looking. But I think that was Skycraft though. Let me just have, is that an app for I feel like his name was maybe a Peter, but now we're just winging it now. Is Skycraft actually, no, it's none of those guys. I'm just having a look here. No, I don't think that that's it. It's got to be called something else. Okay, I'm probably sending you on a wild goose chase. Don't rely on my Ron Wheeler. No, it wasn't. You know what? If you go to the Forbes magazine, here we go. I'll give you this link. He'll be on there. He's a guy in jeans and a t-shirt. And sorry to the online audience while we're fussing this out. You'll see him on this. I don't know why I didn't think to give you this beforehand. Have a look, see if you can find him. He'll be on that, on the link I just shared. All right, cool. Next one. Number 9, confidence in yourself will improve your self-belief. You are more capable than you think. I am more capable than I think. I am more capable than I think. I am more capable than I think. Maybe another tattoo we need to have. Number 10, it's only through challenges that you will realize your capabilities. You will constantly need to learn on the job. So we don't know how capable we are until we overcome a challenge. Sally, are you feeling capable right now after overcoming a whole massive bunch of challenges? Not really. Okay, then go back to confidence will improve your self-belief. We'll go back to the first one then. All right, number 11. Have something specific to strive for. Okay, and I go back to Sandy Forster from Wildly Wealthy. For those of you who are in my private group, you would have noticed she's giving away her audio book. I've been through it 4 times. Please download it. It is free. I've put it in the VIP group. It is seriously life-changing. And she uses this example of, if you want, say you want a dress, and you go online and you go, I want a dress. Or you go into a store and say, I want a dress. They don't know what color, they don't know what size, they don't know what, so they're not able to deliver you the dress of your dreams because you haven't been specific enough. It is vital that you are specific about what it is that you want. And when I had to check myself and go, why do I feel like I'm not committed enough in my business because I'm not a billionaire after 7 years of being in business, I realized I actually don't want to be a billionaire. I want to be a millionaire, but not a billionaire. And I'm happy with that, you know, to be specific about what it is that you want to achieve. So number 12, better businesses are going to be built with less money around. So what he is saying is because there is going to be less money around over the next year, only those who are prepared to spend money on their business and do it well will create good businesses. The others won't survive. So if all software is going up and you choose to invest in marketing and getting help with your marketing, and they don't, what's going to happen? They're not going to get clients. They're going to fall away. So better businesses will be bought with less money around. So will that be you? Number 13, sometimes it's hard to just turn up, but momentum and routine helps keep you there. Okay, I'm a routine girl. If I don't like doing something, I create a routine around it, a habit around it, because when it's a routine or a habit, I just do it. I just get up and go to the gym every day. It's easy. I just get up and make phone calls. This morning, 12 phone calls, sales phone calls. Hate doing it. It's in my diary. It's a routine every Monday morning. Sometimes it's hard to just turn up, but momentum and routine will keep you there. Number 14, those who are resilient and run good businesses will survive. So how can we be more resilient? Alison, give us a tip for being resilient or improving your resilience. I know, throw you on the spot.
Being patient, actually, and hanging in there, not giving up.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. All right, number 15, you don't need to know everything. Consider, what is your unfair advantage? This was an interesting concept for me. because I'd never thought of this before, but all of us have an unfair advantage. Everyone here has an unfair advantage because you have a unique perspective based on experiences that you've gone through that will give you an edge above each of us. I was like, boom. I mean, how amazing is that? You know, like Megan last week said to me when I wrote my post about when I was a swimming teacher, and she was like, is there anything you haven't done? And I said, well, I wish I could say pole dancing, but I've done that too. So, you know, but it's those unique experiences that you've had, those learnings and those challenging that give you unique perspective and an unfair advantage against everyone else. So you do not need to know everything, but consider what is your unfair advantage. And it can be something that you've been through that others haven't been through. Number 16, follow up and persist. So, you know, I love the F word for follow up, but persist, persist, persist. 80% of people only purchase after 5 follow-ups. It's a pain in the bum. But I now have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 next to every lead. That's a great new thing, a great habit that I've created. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I sent a text, I made a call, I've sent an email. 5. I've now got 5 follow-ups. Number 17, values, attitude, and passion will give you an advantage in opportunities. Your values, your attitude, and your passion will give you an advantage in opportunities. You know, some people just get so many opportunities and others don't. Think about that. Number 18, work-life balance is important to consistently reboot your body, mind, and spirit. So when last did you go on holiday? When last did you book a holiday? You'll know that Sandy and I, we have got a holiday booked before the next holiday every time. Before we leave that holiday, another one is booked into the diary. Even a night in Byron Bay. So put in the chat box, when is your next holiday? And if you don't have one, commit to one right now. Tell me when it's going to be. Number 19, focus stops you looking sideways. Focus stops you looking sideways. So make sure that what you want, you're focusing on. Oh, Carrie Ann, it's been 4 years. Hoping to have a night away in January. No, Carrie Ann, sorry, your homework is to go book in a night in January. If you don't book it, it won't happen. There we go. Thank you, Danielle. She's shared it. Luke Ania from Safety Culture. So no, it wasn't Skycraft. I got the S and the C right. Safety Culture, Luke Ania. Go and Google him, see if you can find his story. Absolutely inspirational. Alison, I'm taking a month off my dental job from Christmas until February. I actually thought you were saying I was going to take a month off to go to the dentist. And I was like, that's a chore. That doesn't count. No, that's good, Alison. And Alison knows to listen to her body. Like she's tracked that that's a good time for her in the year to do that.
My teeth would have to be very bad to take a month off.
My son is 6 this weekend. I'm going to the Barossa to see the Killers, and they're my #1 band. Awesome, Leah. That's great. Yeah, Tara. Yep, we're big on getaways to recharge. Next booked holidays, Agnes Waters over New Year's. Oh, Agnes Waters, good. You can tell us where to go. Excellent. All right, let's have a look. Number 20. A $400,000 billion business still feels like a work in progress. Okay. 21, enjoy the journey and the process, because the journey of self-development and growing a business is more enjoyable than the goal itself. And that is really when you're living. You're living in the journey and the process every day, so you need to be enjoying that. 22, simplify things. There is always a better way to do things. 23, build a community before a company. Build a community. So work out who is that community and build that community. Who are those people? Number 24, hard times strengthen your business. Number 25, marketing is very different right now. Weather the storm, be adaptable. 26, be relentless. Don't give up. 27, hold onto your why. It will get you through the tough times. Why are you doing this? You're not doing it to sell candles. Like, you're not doing it to make money. For me, you know, it's about making an impact in people's lives, about motivating and inspiring them. I feel my happiest and my best when I'm educating, inspiring, and motivating people. So for me, that's my why. Number 22, 28, impact people's lives. How are you impacting people's lives? If you've got to impact people's lives, how are you doing it? I'm thinking, Daryl, how do you impact people's lives when you talk about LED lights and strikehold? Well, you help them enjoy life with both products. They can enjoy life for longer. Improve the quality of their fun. That's how you impact their lives. It's not, oh, I help lubricate their, metal things. It's not. It's about making them, allowing them the ability to have more fun. Number 29, self-leadership. How are you leading yourself? Get out of your own way. Check your ego and don't compare yourself to others. You saw I had to have that conversation with myself. But why are you thinking like that, Chantel? Number 30, listen to your customers' questions. They are more important than the questions you ask. That was huge as well. Listen to your customers' questions. They are more important than the questions you ask. Now, this is actually something that comes from the DIY Facebook marketing program. That was my first online course I ever created. And in there, I asked people to have a page in a notebook. And it says, every time someone asks you a question about what you do, write that in the book. And I thought, gee, I haven't said that in a long time. A page of what people keep asking you for. 31, you will hear lots of no's before you get yeses. 32, you are the sum of who you hang around with. I kind of came home and I said to Sandy, we need to hang out with billionaires. So he was like, nah. So that's one of the reasons why I realized I didn't want to be a billionaire. Okay, 33. Keep your community sticky. And more than one person said this. Keep your community sticky. 34. Be your best you, no matter how different they are. Number 35, and this one over here is for Sally. Get one thing right, then use that money to make the next thing. And I learned that with ClickFunnels. The Russell Brunson, when I needed to make money, it was just get one thing right. 36. This one is for Tara. Have long-term influencer relationships. I think it was the guy from Iconic. He said they are all about their influencer relationships, and they are all about long-term relationships with them. And they spend so much time nurturing those relationships. And he was also the guy actually that said that they only spend 30% of their income on marketing. So this was part of their strategy, was getting their influencer relationships super strong. Daryl will be a good example of this with referral partnerships. A dedicated day to that, nurturing those relationships, giving back to them. 37, have a content and campaign plan. So they were talking about taking out a week and planning out their content and campaigns for the whole year. They plan it out for the whole year, and then they break quarterly to fine tune the quarter. 38, create customer-centric offers, which put the customer at the core of the strategy and meets their needs and wants. Customer-centric offers, which put the customer at the core of the strategy and meets their needs and wants. Number 39, make your moves fast enough or you'll be left behind. I remember in COVID, everyone was freaking out when COVID first happened, and I started running these webinars about how to take your business online. I was one of the first people to do it. And actually, I won an international award for my contribution during COVID because everyone else was panicking and freaking out. And the first thing I did was, I need to be showing people how to get their business online because there's many that don't know how to do it. So move fast. And I must say, I'm an activator, so I'm pretty good at pivoting, not because of my pole dancing experience, but very good at pivoting and moving fast. Number 40, and you've heard me say this one before, read your data to understand your clients' needs and to innovate moving forward. Get their feedback, interact and engage with them, which will help you be more innovative. And there was the personal trainer who's called Tammy something. And then there was an Erin who is the triangle bikini lady. The triangle bikini lady was like, they do not do anything without going to the marketplace first and getting opinions and feedback and getting them involved in the conversation. Number 41, mindset drives performance and growth. You have to work on your mindset. And I can tell you now that when I first did this program, the first 3 years, I didn't have this as a module. Only after the 3rd year did I realize, why were some clients, if I taught the same thing to the same type of people, and some of them were getting results and others weren't getting results, it was the mindset. That was the issue. So that is why I included mindset in my modules. Ziggy. Number 42, stand for something. So what do you stand for? '43, marketing is getting expensive. So you need to be more personable and you have to build those relationships. You can't not engage in your audience online. Somebody said it to me last week. I couldn't believe who it was. I can't think who it was now. And actually, I probably wouldn't say their name if I did, because it's not a great thing to say. But I had someone else say to me, how can I do this quicker? Because I said, look, you have to create content. You've got to evoke a conversation, get a conversation going. You've got to be able to respond. And they were like, well, how can we bypass that whole process? And I'm like, you can't. It's like wanting to go to 4th base without buying someone a coffee first. You can't do that. But then I also had someone say to me, I don't want to be doing that. I don't want to be spending my time online doing it. Well, then you don't want to be marketing. You don't want to be making sales. You don't want to be growing your audience. So I used to say to people, you know, you need to spend 20 minutes a day online. I'm starting to think maybe we need to be spending more time. If you want more sales, you've got to spend more time online. Seriously. Number 44, think outside the box. This one's for Tara. Think outside the box. Gift micro influencers or pay them. Those who are truly influential. So not influencers, but truly influential. And spend more time developing those relationships. Go hard in sourcing them. Tell them why you want to give them their product or get them involved, and persevere with them. And this was the Erin lady. If you can search, somebody search, put in the box, Erin from Triangle Bikinis. I don't even know if that's the name of the company. Maybe it's changed now. Her entire business was about finding famous people or friends of people who are famous and sending them the bikinis and then DMing them. And I think she asked them first, hey, I've created this product. I think it would look absolutely amazing. Would you try it out? Give us some feedback. They'd go, sure. She'd send it out to them. Awesome. Can you give me some feedback? Do you love it? Most of them would say, yes, we absolutely love this product. Awesome. Would you consider being a micro influencer? So we'd love to share and have you part of our brand. And she would get the people who are the friends of the very famous people. And eventually all the friends would be wearing the bikini, and eventually the famous person would go, she actually had somebody reach out, a famous person, if you read the story, I can't remember people's names, terrible. But the famous person actually contacted her, DM'd her and said, hey, all my friends are wearing your bikini. Would you mind sending me one too? And once she wore that, literally her business went off. So they focus on micro influencers who are influential. And Sally, like I've said with you as well, connecting those people in the industry who are working with people who believe in infrared would work really well. Number 45, Alison, you'll love this one. Access your intention every day, because accessing it and feeling your intention every day is going to attract it, and it's going to cultivate that feeling. So are we planting those seeds of intention every day, or do we just wake up and get going? Or do we set our intention, feel it, and water it throughout the day? Another tattoo to put on my forehead. I'm going to be one of those tattooed people, you know, they're just going to be tattoos everywhere. Number 46, you have to have grit and resilience. Some of these are doubled up because I didn't have time to delete them, but they're obviously worth saying twice, so I will. Number 47, constant reinvention of yourself and your offers. So I'm not talking about rebranding. Please, I'm not saying go and rebrand. I'm not a fan of rebranding. But what I am a fan of is just reinventing things so that they are more relevant to your customer. Number 48, product innovation. And again, that's got to be customer-centric. If Tara listens to her customers right now, she will work out what they're needing. And she has, I think they started asking for a different size. So there's a gap in the market. We'll go create that size. Number 49, improve the use of your technology. Sorry, guys. I hate technology. Hate it as well. Just do your Googles, watch a YouTube video. And don't allow 5 minutes to do it. Allow in a block, an hour, 2 hours to sit there and completely master something. Number 50, create networks, because human to human is high touch. Is human to human high touch. So for those of you who are not doing face-to-face networking, you are cutting off an arm of your business. Okay, I do believe in collaborations, influencers, referral partnerships, and networking. They're a huge part of your business. Number 51, amplify your attention. Again, it's just another way to say focus, focus, focus. And number 52, articulate clearly your vision and do not be fluffy about it. Again, if you're ordering that dress, Daryl, what dress are you ordering? So What color, what size, what's it for? You need to be specific.
A bright pink one.
Right, I can see you in a bright pink one. So my biggest nugget, which was echoed across the whole day, was slow down and do things strategically to scale up. And when they're talking about slowing down, they're talking about not rushing, but doing things properly. I have seen probably about 4 people this weekend write in Facebook groups, what CRM should I be using? What email marketing platform should I be using? And there's all these marketers that are going, use this, use this, use this. I've written in there, hey, I'm an online marketing strategist. Feel free to message me. I need more information before I can prescribe anything to you. I don't know what you're using it for. I don't know how many contacts you've got. I don't know if you're e-commerce or if you're a service-based business. I don't know, like, what, you know, and all of that makes a difference in what you're deciding. So these business owners are just rushing and going, what are you using? I'll just use that. And it's not the right thing for them. So stop rushing. Do your research. Do things properly. Do things strategically. Do one thing at a time. Stop rushing and stop half-assing it. They all agreed that you have to be good online and that it's the most important sales strategy. You have got to be good at your online marketing. It is the most important sales strategy. So don't be a unicorn, be a cockroach as 2023 approaches. And I will share the link as well for the Forbes Covers Entrepreneurs Summit takeaways for their points as well. So we'll say goodbye to our live audience. They can always access the blogs and previous masterclasses from the website on www.chantelgerardi.com.au, as well as onlinebusinessmarketing.com.au. So we have been managed to secure that as well, which is awesome. Or the YouTube channel, which I was also able to secure, which is now called Online Business Marketing with Chantel Girardi.